Zoneminder. It's a little hard to install. Took me a bit. I checked on YouTube, tried to figure out a way to do the Zoneminder thing, but the videos didn't help me too much. I had to look it through a bunch of videos and such. So right now, I came up with a way to show you guys how to do it. Since maybe anybody else who does it will not take as long time as I did. What I'm going to use right now is Zoneminder 1.25, and of course I'll be using Ubuntu server, and you can download it and type in this on the internet in Ubuntu server. I'm using the Ubuntu server 12.05, and here's what the Zoneminder looks like installed, see, I got my Zoneminder completely installed here. I click on controls. I can move my my camera. See there. You can check out my list of events, and I can click here, and you can see my list of events here. For some reason the events are not put first one that recently recorded above. You can change that in Zoneminder. Just before I forget, go to options, and you go into let's see here, system. Bear with me in a second. It's here somewhere. Here it is, under web, and ascending, descending. You click on here, and that'll sort it differently. Alright, let me show you how to do this. First, you need to get some cameras and stuff. I'm using network cameras, so what I'm going to be using for is something like this, the Foscam. You can check online. They're pretty cheap, and that's why I use them. Foscam, here's one of them, and of course another one is this one right here. But this one right here, the Foscam camera here, this one you can move back and forth, and it can go wireless. I found the wireless is a little glitchy at times. For this kind of surveillance, you want to use something Ethernet wire wise, but you have that option for the wireless, and you want to set these cameras up. Let me see here, and I use a simple Pentium 4 computer here. I use the Dell one, and anything that you have lying around, preferably something a little bit more than maybe 512 megabytes, Pentium 4 a little higher, and I connected it. Also, if you're using surveillance cameras and you want to see it from another location, not locally on your router, I'll be discussing that as well, and redirecting it into the port. Now I use a no IP address, no-ip.org. You can purchase it online, or you can use it free. If you purchase the service and redirect to your IP address, the good thing about it is you don't have to worry about constantly going on, and you have to constantly tell them that you don't want to be canceled or something. So I do it this way. I just purchase it for a month. I mean for a year. And here you see here it says port 80 redirect. You can change your IP address where it's going to redirect to, and then you put in the proper address, your proper port, 8080, or I use 7995, and then you have to set up your router to have that open, so that you can receive these signals. And let me see if I can go on my router right now. Accessing my router, Linksys router. Go to, what should we call it? applications and gaming. Every router is different. Right here I have it set to a specific IP address, 109, and I have it this IP address is going to be set for receiving ports 79995 basically. See, that's pretty much the setting I have on my router. You should check out no-ip.org or something similar and see how to redirect your port to a specific location, so that every time you just type in that website, that domain website, that you give it a specific name like no-ip dash a specific IP address, then the web address, you'll be able to gain access to your Zoneminder like this. And you see here, this is my, well, this is, I didn't put my IP address here, but you change this into something else, such as your domain name, your pretty much like no IP slash or whatever you want to change it to, and that would work. And you want the dot and then 7995/CM. Once you type that in, you'll be able to gain access here. Let me show you process of doing this, because I've been talking non-stop about this but not showing. First, you want to install Ubuntu server. So you're going to come up with, you put the CD in right after you get it from the Ubuntu website. Put the CD in, click on install the Ubuntu server, install the whole thing on your hard drive. Now when you come up to this part of the Ubuntu's installation, you want to click on LAMP server, and you want to click on the OpenSSH server. Those are the two things you might need. Yeah, you definitely need. After that, let's say your computer doesn't have a monitor connected to it, or so you're just connecting the keyboard or anything. Right after that, you want to disconnect the monitor, leave it to the side or so, or you just want to work on it on your own computer, which I have been doing. What I do immediately right after that, and this second here. Alright, so I have this Zoneminder text file, which I'm going to be sharing on my link. Definitely a great thing to have. Right now, when you log into Ubuntu after you finish installing, and I wrote everything that I came across and exactly every single step I've put in, everything I type in just to get the Zoneminder to work with these cameras. Now, over here, when you log in, you want to gain access, completely control your server. You want to type in sudo-s, and you already, when you installed it, you probably put in your username and password. You need to remember that username and password, and put in your password and do sudo-s. That way you don't have to type in sudo every 10 seconds. After you type in the sudo, you type in next. After that is sudo apt-get install OpenSSH. Basically, you're installing this SSH so you can gain access to it remotely. Once you do that, you'll be able to use. You can download PuTTY. Do a search on Google, search on PuTTY. Download that software, and you can remotely gain access to it. Here, I'm logged into the Ubuntu server. After installing this, you can log in, and it's going to be hard to log in when you don't know the IP address, since it's dynamically set up. So in order to find the IP address, go on your router, and if you don't know how to gain access to your router, you should search online or on YouTube, or check out the manual of your router. Once you gain access to your router, you type in your password and such, then you go into, let's see here, status for the Linksys. You go into local network, find out your table. Now I got my table here, and I found out where my Zoneminder is. Here's my Zoneminder, and I found the IP address, although it's 109 right now. But you grab the IP address after you find out what IP address you have, and then you go into one sec. You go into PuTTY and you type in your IP address here. So I'm gonna type this, show you how it looks like. You type in your IP address, you click open, and you connect it. You log into your server, and let's see here. The next step is apt-get update. Just type that in, like this. Now, since you're able to access this on another computer, the best thing you can do, and the fastest, easier way, is just highlight the text that I give you. Copy, go straight to the PuTTY, right click on it, and it pastes it automatically. And then you press enter. And the same thing with the upgrade, same thing with the distro upgrade. Then after that, let's say you didn't install the OpenSSH and the LAMP. Here's a few steps that I listed how to do that if you didn't install it properly, or you didn't install it at all. Sudo apt-get, or you can just apt-get install, type that in, press enter. Sudo task cell, type that in, press enter. Once you do that, you'll be able to gain access to it. Now, the important thing is to set your IP address exactly to a static one. So right here's where I put in a process on how to do that. Right here is Nano. Nano is an editing software in Ubuntu. Just right click here, copy that, and then right click here to paste it, press enter. See, I'm able to gain access to that file. So I'm gonna go make some changes, or you'll see some changes that you need to add here from the text here. You want to put in the IP address, you want to put in the NAT mask, and I put 888 here. That's a Google server, domain server. I like to throw that in so that just in case this doesn't work, this will. So once I do that, I press Control O, then I press enter to write into the file, and then it says here deny, but I didn't put that sudo -s, so I don't need to. Anyway, pretend it's saved, and then I press Control X to get out of it. And that's how you make those editing in the Nano. So you want to change your IP address, then you want to reboot your network, so that on the server. So then when you restart, when that's done, you have to go to this IP address now, the IP address you set, go into PuTTY, and gain back access to that specific IP address. Now you have a static IP address. Then after that, I listed some possible issues, but you don't need to do this. It should work. Just in case it does ever happen, this is an option for name server and stuff like that. But just make these corrections, you should be okay. The next thing below here is install Zoneminder. All you have to do is just type in apt-get install Zoneminder. Then next, type in the next thing on VLC components. Press enter. Then after that, you want to go and put that delay. The reason why this delay is really important, the sleep 15 delay, is because here, I'm going to highlight this and show you what it looks like. Control copy it. It's a lot faster using the text that I sent you, and the PuTTY, you'd just be flying right through this. So check out the Zoneminder here. See, I go down, and right before start and right before this echo thing, which I specified here, you will need to put that sleep 15 in. Once you do that, Control O, enter, and Control X, and you'll save it. And that will solve the problem. And the reason why that's a problem is with the Zoneminder, it'll stop. The server will stop, and none of these cameras will be recording. You'll see this, but nothing is recording. You want to make sure that that's running. You can turn it running on and off and stop right over here. Let's see, go back to what I was talking about here. Where's my text document here? Here we go. Alright, so say I got this taken care of. Now I need to link the Apache to the Zoneminder. So here's another text. Just copy and paste it right into the putty. It'll be putty in your hands. Just click on write and then press enter. Same thing with restarting the Apache. Restart it, and then add user video user. Just do that. Copy and paste it. Press enter. This is optional. SSL. I didn't do it, but it's optional. I left it there in the text file, just in case you need it. Then after that, you want to sync. This is also optional. Sync the date. You just copy the nano, then paste it onto the putty. Press enter, and then copy these two lines into your text document. Control O, Control X, and then this is important as well. You need to give rights to that file. Let's see here. Now we need to make sure that this port 80 is working. Now port 80 is not going to work if it's in some internet service providers. They'll block it. So that's why I changed it to 7995. Now to change that, I need to go. Well, this one's to change to 22. The remote controller, the SSH. I don't need to do that. But if you want to, you can do it. And then you have to set a port forwarding, and that you can check online. If you have any questions, you can comment below, and I'll answer them. And then let's see here. Here you need to get that port. The port's open, and I'm going to show you what I mean by that right now. Copy, right click, enter. My password here. Alright, so now here's where I had to set up my new name virtual host. I need to specify that 7995 needs to be used. So I made a copy of this and then just changed it to 7995, and then Control O, enter X, Control X. Now after that's done, you want to go and restart it. Here's the code. Here's the line to enter. And let's see here. Oh yes, here's the next thing that needs to be done. Once you finish editing that file, you also need to edit this other file. And let's see here. I wrote down exactly what location to find this at. See if this works here. Some of the stuff that I wrote here might not need. I tried getting this to work, but I couldn't do it, so I'm going to leave it in the text file. But here I copied this. I'm going to go CD. That's change directory. I'm going to press this, so I'm going to be in that directory. I'm going to type in ls. That's like a dir. This is the directory, the files and such. Here's this 000-default. That's what I'm going to go and take a look at. So I'm going to type in nano 000-default. Here is the list. I couldn't figure it out how to make this host virtual host, and if anybody gets me a link, that would be great. But what I just did is just, you know what, change this 80 to 7995 and just saved it like that. That way I can access it in the different location. Because this server is only going to be used for me. It's going to only be used for surveillance. Now I have this done, and here's a copy of what it looks like here. Left it in the file. Once that's done, excuse my bad language here, I left it in there. Let's see here. Once that's done, oh, here's a couple of other things I couldn't get it to work, so I'm avoiding this. Now, right here's where I get ready to set up the cameras. And if you go into these links here that I left in the text document, they're going to show you exactly how to set it up. They have a visual and pictures exactly how to set that up. And one second. This part here gets a little complicated. So what I did is you gotta find out before setting up the cameras, or if you had set up the cameras using this link that I posted here. Here's the hard part where you want to get the controlling part of it working. Or maybe I should explain a little bit more on how to get the cameras to work first, and then the controlling part. No, let me show you how to get the cameras to work first. On my text file right over here, it says here source and such. I'm going to show you what that looks like on the on how to configure it itself. I'm going to click on the camera. The camera I made, but if you're trying to set up a new monitor, you click on here. See, I have the monitor 1 set up. It's got remote. Check out the settings here. And then I'm going to click on source. One second. Okay, here's source. I cleared out my password, but over here, this is where your password would be. Here's the IP address of the when you set up your Foscam, you would have to designate it a nice static IP address. This is my IP address here, and here's where you put your password here. And then this whole thing is copied. I list this password as PXX. So you'll see this password on the text file. This is where you want to put that. Alright. So that's how you set up the cameras. But now let's get into the hard part, the controlling part of it. Because I set up some links here that you can check on how to get these specific cameras working. But also I left the way to gain access to the cameras through that source tab. But over here on how to get the control to work, you need to do is you need to get you can follow this link and it'll show you, but what you need to do is you need to find out where this Panasonic IP.pm is, and because where that is, that's where the directory where you have to create a new file and create this new file in that directory that gives Zoneminder the control of your Foscam IP camera, so you can remotely move it into the right and left and wherever you want to view it on. So what I did was wrong button. So what I do here is I got this copied. I should have this paste here. So now I'm going to find this Panasonic one, this file, and it's giving me some weird errors. You know what? Not sure what's going on here. Maybe it's the sudo thing. It's probably the sudo thing. Alright. sudo /s. Should have done this before. Alright, should have access now. Alright, let's do this again. Alright, there we go. Now, after I got full access to this, see, I had to find this file, and now I'm located this file at this address. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight this with my mouse. Highlight right here. And then I'm going to type cd, change directory. I'm going to go into that directory. So I'm going to right click on my mouse, pastes it, press enter. I'm in that directory, ls. These are the files that are inside that directory, and as you can see, I already made this this file. So this is the only camera that I got that I press Control C, force a habit. So I'm going to type in nano, right click my file that I already made, but you can create it yourself by typing that file, that line, press enter, and you see this text in the text here. I highlighted, I put everything that I needed to put into this file, and this is the way it's going to look once you paste it in here. You just, to paste it, once you Control C it, like press right mouse button, should be gain access to this. Now you have this whole file written out. And you know what? I thought the one semicolon was a mistake. Actually, that's supposed to be there, just to let you know. And then after you save it, then the most important thing after you save it, let me scroll down, is this line right here. You gotta do that line. That's very, very important. This line is giving you access to pretty much use that file, access of reading and such. So once you do that, you'll be able to gain then you're set. Then you have to remember the name that you gave it. Try to keep it consistent. And now I'm going to show you how to set that within Zoneminder. That was a little funny part of it. Alright, so now we got that file in. Let's say nothing is here yet. You gotta click on the control on the once you click the source here. Forgot to mention that. Then you click on edit. Now when you click on edit, one second. Alright, so then what you're gonna do is you're gonna click on or add a new control. I'm clicking here because I already made it. And you see these settings? It should be on those links, but now here's where you gotta click on all these, make exactly the name here, and I just put it on the name here too. I click on move. Here's the setting. Check, check. No, 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 no. Check. Pan. Just one check here. Everything's 0. Tilt. One check here. Everything's 0. Nothing checked in here. And no zoom, no focus on this camera. And then presets. Check 8. Check, check. Save that, and then you click on the camera on the setting you want to use. And then after that, you have it set here. You just click on this, and then choose your camera. This is the camera, and then you got your username and password. It's on the text file under control for this camera. Just paste this in and make sure that your password is exactly the password you gave when you set up these cameras. And preset 130, and that would be it. And once you're done with that, then you'll be able to click on your camera right here. There's me, and it's in the click on control, and you'll be able to see your camera move. Just clicked on it there, it moves. Press X to stop. So you can see there's my camera moving. The light here is making everything dark, but there we go. And that's how to make that camera work with the controller. Get my events here. See what events I made here. There we go. Okay. Now with this file that we added in, depending on your Zoneminder, you might have to change this command. This right here, set to 1.25 Zoneminder. That's what I did here. I added uncomment this line here, logger. So once if you have 1.26 or newer, you have to do this, and this has to be set back. So you might have to, you'll have to go back here, and where is it? Uncomment this, and comment this. Then you have to go back all the way down, actually right over here, and change this to what's written down there, right over here. Okay. Now let's see here. What's the next thing I gotta tell? All right, just remembered here. So here on the bottom of my files, you know, pxxx, replace it with your own password, and you'll have that set. Here's the Foscam outside camera. This is for the source. This is where you need to put for that, and this is the line where you need to put for your regular movable cameras for these Foscam, along with the source one for this tab for this. And then here you can also increase your memory. Just highlight this, copy, paste these two lines here, Control-O, Control-X, and you're done with that. Also, another thing that's important is the purge when full. That way it doesn't keep going, then you're not going to record anything anymore. You want to go into filters. You want to go into choose filter, purge when full, and then you want to set this to whatever. I set it to 85, execute, and then click save. That way, if it's beyond a certain 85% hard drive full, it'll remove the past useless video parts that you did. And if you want to save it, you know, you can go to the event and you can download your own video files before they get erased. All right. This is a very important video file that I need to save. You click export, and you can save it in AVI and such. Play around with those settings. Another thing I noticed that when I set these Foscam, they have these a lot of errors. I've read that they don't do anything, so that doesn't affect the way it works, but it does show a lot of errors here. And something to, there's ways to remove these errors, but doesn't do anything for you. So I might have left them in a text document. All right, so once you got your cameras up, you're ready to go. You can control them, gain access. What else? Alright, just last minute things I just remembered. To find out the IP address, type in if config space -a, press enter, you'll find your IP address. And I found mine right here. Okay, and you'll be able to, instead of going to the router way, you'll be able to do it that way. Also, when you gain control of your Foscam, it should have a booklet that shows you how to gain access to it. Change your username, password. Once you do that, server push mode, that is to go to Firefox, using Firefox, which I use. You can use the other way. Once you do that, you can go to device management, go to here in Foscam, go to basic network settings, and here you can change your, unclick this and change your IP addresses and port 80 since it's local. So just to let you know, that's how you do it in Foscam. And just look at the instructions on how to set up initially. And let's see here. Alright, I guess that's it. That's how to get the Zoneminder to working on your computer, and then you can access it remotely. Have fun. Off. I am off.